Welcome back. Those were the main headlines. Now more details. Egypt marks the 8th anniversary of the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who took office on 8th of June 2014. President Sisi was able to pull Egypt out of its crises. The president also succeeded to lead Egypt to a great development process in all domains, including economic achievements and improving the country's strategic and diplomatic relations through a new foreign relations policy. The head of state also launched several national initiatives that aim at boosting youth, women and low-income brackets, as well as developing villages and rural areas and boosting education and health nationwide. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi launched many health initiatives since he took office, including 100 million Healthy Lives initiative. The initiatives follow up patients and provide them with treatment. Details.
Decent Life was first initiated in 2019 by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who tasked the Ministry of Social Solidarity with developing Egypt's poorest 1,000 villages. In December 2020, al-Sisi expanded the initiative to include 4,500 villages within the framework of the Sustainable Development Strategy, Egypt's Vision 2030. Decent Life initiative will be completed by 2025 at a cost that would near 1 trillion Egyptian pounds. The pilot phase implemented in 2019 targeted the poorest 375 villages, reducing poverty among their residents by 11%. The projects accomplished including introducing utilities in 16,000 houses and building ceilings for those that lack them. This is in addition to 54 modern healthcare units, 2,800 classrooms, whose total capacity is 100,000 students, and 82 veterinary units. As for the first phase, it consisted of 1,500 villages and was worth 200 billion Egyptian pounds. In October 2018, President Sisi's 100 million Healthy Lives initiative was launched for the early detection of hepatitis C virus and the non-communicable disease NCDs, diabetes, high blood pressure and obesity for more than 50 million Egyptian citizens. The initiative follows up a patient and provides treatment via treatment centers. The initiative's main goal is to rid Egypt of C virus by 2020 and to contribute to reducing non-communicable disease-induced death. 70% of deaths in Egypt are the NCD-induced. The initiative also aims to raise the awareness about women's reproductive health and family planning and provides free breast cancer examinations for women above the age of 18. The initiative, which aims to screen a total of 28 million women nationwide, was launched as part of the 100 Million Health Initiative, which screened over 60 million people for hepatitis C.
Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli headed on Wednesday the Cabinet's weekly meeting. The Prime Minister began the meeting by praising the organizing of the first African Medical Conference and exhibition that was attended by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and stressed the state's keenness on boosting the medicine industry as a top priority. The Prime Minister also referred to his participation in the meetings of the Islamic Development Bank that was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, praising the huge attendance. The Premier also highlighted the tour he made in Sharm el-Sheikh to follow up the preparations of hosting the UN Climate Conference COP27. Following the meeting, Minister of Agriculture held a press conference where he reviewed the latest developments in the agricultural sector. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry, the appointed president of the next UN Climate Change Conference COP27, took part in the climate change meetings in Bonn. Shoukry said that Africa is the most affected side by the negative repercussions of climate change. The foreign minister also highlighted Egypt's preparations to host the Climate Change Summit COP27. Shoukry also met a number of figures and senior officials working on the climate field, as well as representatives of civil society figures accredited by COP27, stressing the significance of the role played by the civil society in the field of climate change. He also met with a group of African climate change negotiators. Head of National Media Authority Hussein Zain witnessed on Wednesday the launching of the new Egyptian satellite Nilesat 301 from Florida, USA. Earlier, head of the Egyptian company for satellites Nilesat Ahmed Anis announced that Nilesat 301 would be launched on Wednesday to replace Nilesat 201, which lifespan will end in 2028. The satellite would be launched from Florida State in the United States after finishing all the testing operations. Anis said the manufacturing of the satellite took almost 2.5 years and its lifespan extends to 15 years, weighs 4.1 tons and includes more channels than Nilesat 201. Anis also said that Nilesat 301 would expand its coverage to reach countries in Africa's South and Nile Basin countries and will provide internet services across Egypt, especially for national and infrastructure projects, as well as new urban communities and oil fields in the East Mediterranean. The National Dialogue Administration announced the appointment of head of journalist syndicate Dia Rashwan as a general coordinator of the National Dialogue and Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Media Regulations. Councillor Mahmoud Fauzi as head of the National Dialogue Technical Committee. The administration also announced the start of the National Dialogue in the first week of July. It said that the duties of the general coordinator are presented in consultation with political powers, syndicate officials and other participants of the National Dialogue to form its 15 board members from the public figures and experts. The administration declared that all preparing measures for the National Dialogue had been finalized through the National Academy for Training. Meanwhile, the coordination of parties, youth and politicians praised the steps taken to choose the general coordinator and head of the National Dialogue Technical Committee. The Egyptian Social Democratic Party presented its point of view on the National Dialogue. The Reform and Rehabilitation Center in Wajid Natrun received a delegation from the National Council for Human Rights to review its facilities and programs applied to rehabilitate inmates. The delegation representatives visited educational, cultural and rehabilitation places for inmates as advanced social and cultural programs applied to rehabilitate inmates and evaluate their behaviors to keep them away from crimes through religious and cultural seminars, literacy classes and also developing the inmates' technical and educational skills. The visitors watched the following up the methods of professionally rehabilitating inmates by teaching them various crafts in order to master them.